Entrepreneurship is really about like seeing patterns and being able to understand them and use them, right? Even like for Twitter, viral marketing, growth marketing, ideas and so on, like pattern recognition and applying those patterns to achieve your goals.
It makes a lot of sense. Hello, happy to see you, Ilias, again after the long break. I forgot how to make the podcast, so I really hope that you will help me to keep it engaging. So welcome again.
No pressure. Yeah, no, it's good to be back. It's nice to like a lot of stuff has changed, I think. I don't remember when it was last time, but it feels like
Yeah,
half
it
a year
was.
ago.
Yeah,
So it's like super, yeah, like so much has changed in general.
yeah. I think you just joined Twitter back then, and yeah, you just started MagicSpace. But I saw already a lot of cool stuff like micro products. You had this. Like components library and stuff. But now you have a lot of clients, I guess, in the Magic space. So it's pretty cool that you to see you growing and expanding audience. So congrats.
Yeah, thanks. No, like I well, yeah, it did just start that back then. I think I only had like a few clients or something. And now, because of Twitter, like I think I grew my account like 10 times from like maybe 100 or 200 at the time to now almost reaching 4,000. So it's definitely going well. Like it's like one of our best ways of generating leads and actually helping people in the community and interacting. So it's super fun. Like it's hard to describe like how much different it is, just like to be able to build in public versus like not building in public. Because like it feels like almost impossible to get these super high quality clients coming in, right?
Yeah, really. And what I love with like social media in general and building public that it really gives you immediate, if not feedback channel from clients, it gives you immediate feedback from other founders, and it's super like valuable when you're lost or I'm not sure when you're doing the right thing. So it's super helpful now for me just to ask questions and uh, receive really cool answers from the guys like you, including.
Yeah, it's fun. Yeah. No, I think it's a good way like to uh, see what's out there. Like even if you're building a product, maybe I would start with like if I would do it again, maybe I will probably maybe not launch like any products. Like I launched a lot of products in the past without like a public or like an audience at all. And then like you build something for half a year, you launch it, like nothing happens, and then you're like, oh, what's going on, right? But if you do the opposite, and first you like talk to people, feel the flow of the community, and then figure out like what people need, what are the usual problems that they have, then you can really like build for specific groups of people, and you notice like patterns. Maybe you can group up with someone to work together, so it works quite well.
Yeah, and you have really authentic like vision regarding this. At least I don't see it often in Twitter. So as far as I understand, you like selecting the products that already works, already great, that you already using, and basically promoting them, right?
Yeah, or somehow people come to me and ask if it's interesting to work together. Or I see like some super unique like products that like they don't really get like the attention that they deserve. And for me, I really feel like obliged, or like I feel like, well, like if this really gets out there and these products and people can get visibility, it really like can impact a lot of people, not only like the founders and but also like the customers, right? If somehow someone built like a super cool product, but nobody knows about it, it's kind of, sad, right? But
Yeah.
sometimes I see some products and they're like just like so much better than competitors, but nobody knows about them. Like one recent one was by Nick. It's like block to pin, and it's quite an interesting tool. For example, it takes like
Yes.
our blog post that we have on our website, for example, and then it uses like AI to figure out like the images and text on each blog post, and then it schedules like 10, 20 pins for you on Pinterest, and then it's you get like a whole automatic system going on. So if you have a blog and you have a lot of blog posts, you can also get like traffic from Pinterest and so on. So like I see a lot of people building those tools, right? Like even the Clipwing, like you have lots of YouTube videos, you want to grow on TikTok, so you get Clipwing and then you grow in that space, right? So it's a lot of these tools are happening, but sometimes, they're not still not getting like the amount of traffic that they should compared to just like Canva.com or anything, right?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and it's like a great strategy. I mean, like everyone can just discuss these strategies and like act smart, but it's really great to see how it works. Like the quality of content that you put out. So it's not like random, like buy this tool. It's like really like hard work. I read through your articles, like the few articles. I don't know how long it takes, but it looks really like great. So.
Yeah, I've heard it a lot of times. People, like after a while, you kind of like if you really understand like the issue and the problem and the solution, it's kind of easy to write, right? But if you can do some research of AI and everything, get like a good outline, it's a lot faster to write something. So now I'm like able to write like content super fast most of the time, like mm, about like using AI so much as in the past, and the quality is like getting better and better. And over time, you just train like your mind and muscles on seeing these patterns and improving them. So yeah, it's getting better.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the things also to, if we have time today or probably the next time, I would really interested to see how you creating content, because it seems like you have a very solid system. But today, let's start from probably your recent activity in Twitter. So it was pretty cool to see like the amount of activity that you got on this tweet with SEO audits. How many comments did you get?
Should I share my screen?
Yeah,
Let
yeah,
me
that's
try
cool.
try that and
Yeah,
we
sharing the
just
screen is the best thing. Let's
I
share it.
just jump right in. Yeah. So no, I found like with some friends we were discussing like on the Morning Maker show, I believe. We were discussing like, how to grow on Twitter, and we were just trying a few different ideas. So
Yeah.
this one worked really well. I started this in like November last year, and I posted this tweet, right? So it got like 330 replies and like a lot of bookmarks and 70,000 views, and just like drop your starter domain. I'll give you one tip to improve your SEO strategy. I combine it with like an auto DM of Typefully or Tweet Hunter, and so you send like some links to people. And just to like prove that it works, I decided to run it again like this week. And it was like exactly the same template, just to prove like, okay, it's really like the template that works. And this time we got like even more results, right? Because my account is a little bit bigger. So now we got like 110K views. It got like 460 replies. So I
Well,
started doing this like in, a bit in the afternoon, and then it just kind of blew up, right? Um, but first I actually started this one from a different type of tweet. It was this one. So I said like, you deserve a break. I'll give your site a mini SEO checkup for free just because it's Sunday, and I record like a video analysis for you. I posted this video like of a testimonial, and it was the same template but just a bit different wording, right? And you can see like it's actually only getting 7,000 views. But that's a good thing because the way that I did it was like a lot more complex, right? People post like a tweet and I make like a whole video review, and the video review takes like 13 minutes in some cases. So it's really me going over the entire SEO strategy for people, explaining like everything that, like they can improve. But yeah, like if you spend like 20 minutes per person, it's like 100 tweets, it will take about like 2 weeks to go through everyone. So it's impossible. So in the end, I decided like to run it in a smaller format, which is just like one tip. But yeah, like I tried it with a friend, Iwo, and he gave like some conversion rate optimization, and his account was only like 300, and now it's 600. So he really like doubled his amount of followers in that time. And it's a similar tip, just like for conversion rate optimization. The next one that we tried was like Sia, also like here in Switzerland. Uh,
yeah.
well, and he said like, okay, I'll give you one idea to grow your product. And he managed to get like 200 tweets just also like in a day. Sandra did the same with like, drop your product here and I'll explain to your mom what it does.
Yeah.
She got 130 replies. and well, this one's blocked. But Brick, he did a pre-launch of his product hunt, which is launching today actually. We have like a video and everything how to improve it, and he sent everyone a DM just like for the pre-launch, right? So actually, like this also can work, and it's a good way of getting some traffic. And then Lewis, Marek also did the same with like conversion rates and automation. So it really works. I saw you did the same on your Twitter, on your LinkedIn. Did that work for you?
No, it didn't work, and actually I haven't replied back. But it was all from friends, like comments. But the goal was so I was pretty sure that it won't work on LinkedIn, but I was interested to see how it goes. Uh, what do you think about like LinkedIn? Do you think we should like move the conversations in the way we speak from Twitter to LinkedIn, or it's the
Yeah.
wrong strategy?
I noticed like the algorithm is very different. Like on Twitter, it's really like you, from what I noticed from these few tweets, is like first you get like the initial traction. So it's like it's shown to your friends and followers who are like very close to you. And if they like it, it will spread to like a bigger group slightly. And then after like 6 hours, 8 hours,
Yeah.
when for us like in Europe, the American traffic wakes up, it goes from like at the time like 20K follow views to like 100K or something. If it's already like viral proven, right? And suddenly you can get like even more like super viral, right? And I've seen that happen like every single time for like a viral tweet. So it really goes to like 3 stages, and you need to hit like all those stages to make it really go super viral. And that it feels like for LinkedIn that's slightly different in the algorithm. So you need to like show different content. Maybe people are like a little bit more hesitant to give like like be like build in public, but more like be vulnerable in public to say like,
Yeah,
okay, my website is actually not perfect, but it needs some help, right? On Twitter, I feel that's more like common, so someone will admit to like, okay, of course I need improvement, but we're doing it all together, right? And LinkedIn, sometimes it feels like, like my website is already perfect. You know what I mean?
definitely. That's exactly what I see too. And as for viral tweets, we also had some success with Salt and Bolt last week, and we went viral with tweet like Lena, who ran in Salt and Bolt went viral, and it was the same thing as you said. So she suggested to do redesigns, landing page redesigns. For like 7 hours, it was pretty low activity, like few comments or something. Like she just got like 120 or something comments. So they still have a big backlogs now working with the team to do the designs. Like I said, she also calculated right away like how much time it will take. It was probably like 3 weeks or something. So they will be working on it now.
No, like I think if you do this and you make something like a tip, try to make it like under 5 minutes per person. Otherwise, it will really take you like a few days
Yeah.
without sleeping to go through there.
Yeah,
So
but what I also found, you rarely will have this system already. You probably will need to suffer for a few days, like to
mm,
answer, like you did, like 100 questions, and then when you like got this like useful content, and that's what we actually do now. So now, after the redesigns, we're collecting all the components, and we will release it as a like content, as an info product, and likely paid info product.
yeah, it's really good that like you're just actually putting like it helps in multiple ways, right? Like you're getting like people DMing you, you're
Yeah.
helping people actively with like some tips. You get like more content out there that you can compile like into a Notion document or like a blog post or like just references. You can, if you help people, and then you can help them more for like payment. Or you can say like, okay, if you like the help, help me with like a testimonial back or something. So you have like some social proof to your website. So it's like for sure, I think one of the best ways to grow an account, but also it's not like spamming, right? It's not like I'll just send you like something random. You're also helping people. So people see like you're like an expert in the field, they can learn from you, and that way they follow back.
I also want to highlight one thing about these templates. I saw like a year ago or something. I was watching a video with like really popular guys, writers from Twitter, and that's what they were discussing, that they like use templates for all their tweets, so they just know that this template works, and they have like I don't know, if you do X, then like opposite outcome. If you do like Z, then like something else. And they just taken these templates and like put in the words. So it still like brings value. It just like the like forum, it's logged, and it somehow works like on people psychology and stuff. And I also noticed it with like my tweets. One of my favorite authors is Derek Sivers. I don't know if you know him, but he's a very powerful master of words. So all his books are very concise, like short, and he has a lot of cool ideas there. And every time when I tweet his idea, like it gets likes. So it's that templates that like works on people. So it's pretty interesting to
I
observe.
guess in like the copywriting sense, it's like called swipe files. So people like collect like a list of like emails that are working. Sometimes when I get like a really good email from like Danny Postma, he
Yeah.
has a few good ones in his that he hired someone for. You know, like you keep those in like in a folder somewhere just in case like you want to optimize it and use it.
Yeah.
So that, you know, like that stuff really works. Also the same for like headlines. Usually like headlines for your like your blog, you know, like your website landing page, or like subject lines for emails. Just in general, like the description of things, you know, like my tool is for that type of person who do something like this to save that amount of something, right? And it's always like a very similar template that really works. And it feels like, yeah, like you can keep a good collection of those, and it gives you results. What I do is actually I keep a lot of them in like a console from Cloud, which is like an ChatGPT variant, and I collected like all the best titles for SEO that work, and now I have like I made a tool that basically can give me like a quick SEO title that is like perfectly optimized and everything, and it works really well. Just because I collected like 200 SEO titles and headlines that really work every time. So I run them through GPT, and I also did the same for like tweets. So I have like a Twitter AI that gives me like really good tweet templates just because I collected the best example, and I say like, based on those, give me something for my content. And that works really well. I want to productize that one day.
Yeah. Do you know this term swipe file?
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so that's what marketers call to a swipe file, and that's what I also like learned. It's again like to into retrospect, like you have a product because you already have a great content. Like people think that I need to build a product to build a great content, but it's much easier to collect great content and make a product that just copy that. And so that's something that I also found out and trying to do now. Like before doing something, I just first like goal is to find the references, just to see like 5 references and find out what is similar and understand this and just copy it to like my like and it's always creative, it's not like the same thing.
Yeah,
It's
it's
like
like when they say like good artists copy, great artists steal. So basically, you collect a list of like very good design examples, like landing pages, color schemes, fonts, and everything. And then you take like uh, the best parts from like 10 different products, and then you make it into your page. After a while, you just have like a very good, unique page, right? So that's what I did for like OG image. That you know like that really works quite well. Let me show you that example. Uh, this is one I launched recently. So for example, this one in the top, you know, created by SEO experts, used by top startups. I believe I stole it a bit from like Headshot Pro, for example, right? I think he changed it recently, but that's the only thing that I took. But I just like this part, and then I you know copied it, right? And then the other part, for example, the buttons I took from somewhere else, like the pop-up that shows here, dark theme. This one is from our website, you know, like the other parts. So after a while, you just have like very nice examples. This one is like from ShipFast, I think. This pop-up is from like Bolt AI. Uh, so yeah, after a while, you just have so many little things that you can use every time for a new product, right? So it's really like getting a huge amount of volume so that you just have like your personal neural network brain trained on like new ideas, right?
I love it, love it. And Yeah, I could show the same in Momentum, but I won't take a lot of your time. But Momentum itself is the tool that, even like vision-wise, it copies the other tools. So what I'm copying, so I'm using like Framer interface for the general editor UI. I'm using Vercel Analytics, formerly Split B for analytics. I'm using Posthoc for product analytics as a reference. I use MailerLite for like emails. So I'm just understanding how it works. I'm using these tools and then just grab what we need, like the minimum like functionality that we need from these tools, like to Momentum. And it makes it much more straightforward, and so people already understand this like UX, like Notion UX is something this, like for example, everyone
Yeah,
understands.
but it's like someone, like I saw a tweet, like someone gave, screenshotted basically like ShipFast's landing page, right?
Mhm.
And then Ollie from Senya, he made
This is
annotations basically to say like, okay, like this is working really well, this part is really working really well, like you need to add social proof, like give a discount and everything. And then someone else said like, like probably that's like intuition, right? That just happens by example, but actually, like it's just so much trial and error that you learn from so many years of doing this that it's like it is kind of intuition, but it's also like learned through pain, right? From like
yeah.
projects that fail, projects that don't ship, projects that don't sell so well, and then you A/B test stuff and it works. So it's like such a huge and valuable collection of little things, right? And like for me, that's why I'm able to do like these audits super fast. It's hard to train this to someone because it's like this information that learns, like sticks in your brain. So that's how, like I open a website and I know like, okay, this is the thing that you need to do for SEO, right? Or this is the thing that you need to change for a blog post or something. Because someone else who is not really familiar, they will kind of hesitate with because they don't have that amount and volume of like seeing patterns into things. And I think entrepreneurship is really about like seeing patterns and being able to understand them mm, and use them, right? Even like for Twitter, viral marketing, growth marketing, ideas and so on. Like it's pattern recognition and applying those patterns to achieve your goals.
And it's probably makes a lot of sense, even like philosophically, if we all agree that like only one of 100 products successful, it means like by default you need to do a lot of stuff, and to do a lot of stuff, well, like you don't have endless creativity. You need this like something to follow, like some guidelines, some examples. So it makes a lot of sense that it's worked like this. If every product would be successful, probably it won't be that, but it's not the case.
All right, let's do a little audit, I guess. I think
Yes,
that would
yes.
be helpful for your new series, right?
Yeah, definitely, definitely. So yeah, what we'll do now, I write a product Momentum, and I'm really bad in SEO, and I definitely need to fix that. And Ilias is great in SEO, so we will go through Momentum domain and try to generate ideas and tasks for me to improve Momentum itself. Um,
All right,
so
let's
how
share
should we
my,
do it? Should you share screen or me share screen?
I'll share my screen and we can follow along.
Nice.
I'm not sure if I actually visited Momentum that much, but let's
Yeah.
see.
So let's make it like that. Let's imagine uh, it's a consultation. So I want to improve SEO, and
You
you
don't have
just
to imagine.
yeah, you don't have to
Okay.
think, right? So it's
All right,
public.
so
And you just tell everything. If something sucks, say it
yeah,
sucks.
yeah, sure, sure. No, no worries. So in general, like, yeah, I open like up a page. I have like the Ahrefs SEO toolbar, which is quite nice because
Yeah.
it gives you like a lot of the metrics right away, like in the Chrome. So you have like the domain rating, which is like a view of the general score based on like the rating on the ranking of the top 10 million sites or something. And then I can see like the amount of backlinks that you have and the amount of domains. And this is just for the page. So usually yeah. So for the content, you have momentum build and sell your digital products, which is good. Usually, what I would check is like, is it really optimizing?
So
Let's see if it's really optimizing for the tool.
I didn't check it, so we should check it.
No, like here I can see like it's missing a canonical URL. That's quite important because like if someone uses like ref equals ili, for example, Google sees it as two different domains, right? So it sees it at two different pages. So you need
Oh,
to collect like the link juice to this one specific page. So canonical URL is like essential, and that kind of concentrates like link juice to one page. Let's check your robot specs. That's good. You have the sitemap. XML, which is good. Less modification, I guess. This is the blog and the pages. This is good. It's probably you want to
yeah.
probably delete these.
Yeah,
These
that's
probably shouldn't be included. Yeah, for the rest, everything else looks good here.
nice.
Let's check your structured data is helpful. The usual structured data that I would add, for example, for someone like yours, this is my website, is like a person structured data which gives like a snippet for like the person who it is and who like it gives like a way to explain like the page to someone to like Google without really like reading the text. So it's very helpful and it helps
Do I do that? Is
the
it my?
structured data in general, you would have to Google it and take a look at the examples. They have a bunch of examples. And if you type, for example, structured data like blog post, it gives you like an article schema markup. And then that's like the schema markup that you would use for a random page. So then you have like a news article, it gives like a headline, three images, the data was published, the person, and so on. So this like it helps you and it describes specific things in a programmatic way. Usually the best uses for that are like review snippets. So it gives you if like if you have a review snippet, it can have pages show up like this, just like IMDb, and this will give you like some stars, right? So I think, for example, like typefully review, I'm ranked number 3 on that page, and you can see I have like the rating snippet here, and it's showing up the like,
Okay.
review by Ilias and then some stars, right? And it gives me like some benefit versus like just a random indie hackers post or like this article, right? So
I
that's
see.
actually very useful something that you could add. So yeah,
How
let's.
will show the structured data even if you're not like in the first lines, like somewhere?
Yeah, but it's not everything is directly useful, but you should add it regardless. It depends on like your niche. For example, if you have like courses or books or like shopping e-commerce, you will use different ones, and then you will show up on like Google Shopping or different parts. So yeah, you have an OG image. That's good.
Yes, by the way, it's auto-generated, so everyone who launched it just they
Yeah,
have.
that's fine. You can auto-generate from like gimage.org. Usually I would add like a title and the type, which shows that it's missing, and that will give you some, better results. Otherwise, yeah, go through here and see that the images that are shown, it's missing
Yes.
all the,
So Open Graph, it's only important for social media,
yeah,
and
it doesn't
sharing.
impact rankings, but it's important for social media. Yeah,
Got it, good.
it's only for
And
sharing.
chats, like basically like Telegram, right?
Yeah, in chat, Slack, WhatsApp, it just shows up a little bit better and then explains, better the context. So
Cool.
yeah, like add some alt images. It will improve like the scannability of images. Like you should add like Lera avatar to your alt tags. Like the HTTP headers are for some reason showing a huge link here, but okay. This shows like the highlights on the page, the links that are here, but that seems mostly fine. So. Let's move on. Build and sell digital products. Yeah, that's like most of the technical SEO I would check as a start.
And
Uh,
still one question, as long as we're here. Yeah, you probably already noticed that it doesn't scroll, so it's one page.
yeah, but
Um,
that's fine. But I guess it would mean like you're not gonna rank so well for
yeah,
for.
so I wonder because like I believe that there's a future. I believe that website should be really a short and showing the demo and instead of like talking, showing. But I don't know how it's practical.
It's possible,
Yeah,
definitely, but it needs to be. It depends on the use cases, to be honest.
got it.
So usually what I would try to look for here well, what I want to figure out is like, what is your
Tutorials.
tool doing, right?
Okay.
So it needs to really explain what it is. Like build and sell your digital products is good, but you know, like if you ask like ChatGPT what this means, it would say like, okay, it's like a lemon squeezy or Stripe alternative, which is like, okay, you can sell, but building it as well, I guess that's maybe like a no code tool.
Yeah.
So maybe it's missing like no code tool as yeah, it's here. Momentum is super simple tool to create landing pages, content directories, blogs, and interactive apps. Yeah, that's good. So you have like the launch my page here, which goes to the IDE and that starts the app. Okay, that's fine in general. You have the IDE, you have the templates here, which shows like a list of templates. Is this indexed? Yes, but you are not showing a different title. So what you have to add is a unique title for every page. So one thing that I would check is doing a search like this on Google, which shows like all the pages that Google is showing for your website, right? So you have momentum page. This is how your title and description looks like, which is fine. This is the about page. That's the directory. This is the about page. Okay, so it's only showing the directory, right? And that's
Yeah.
because it's in your title, blog directory,
Yeah.
website tomorrow. So yeah, this,
Um,
like it's this, so this needs to be improved because it's, it has like the tomorrow in the same line. So you should improve this. I will finally make it happen today. And in general, like make sure that you have canonical URL. That's something that you would need to add. The
sorry, what
about
again?
page actually, the about page actually is quite good. And that's maybe like what I would expect in your front page, to be
Yes,
honest.
yes. That's what was on the front page. But
Uh-huh.
then I thought I will do this dynamic demo and put everything in about.
Yeah, makes sense. I would personally change it back,
Mhm.
just because it's like a slightly longer. It explains a bit more what it's doing.
Yeah.
Okay, I understand that you can say like, okay, you should show, not tell, and that's
Hmm.
good. But you can move like this part, like the try this momentum demo, like move it just like under the about section here, right? And then it says like, okay, what is your tool about? And then launch my website, and then it will be live in 30 seconds. Here I would add some social proof. So you can use something like Senya or testimonial tool to add like some stars, just like I have and these other tools, right? It has like the little some stars just to show like some social proof that you're not the first person using it. Also here you have it, but I like stars because it gives like some extra color. And it's like a nice way to show that value. So I would add it
And
to the
stars
page.
from product hunt, so we can legitimately put it.
Also, yes. Yeah, the IDE, for example, I would change your title here because it's the same title as the homepage and the about page, to also show like here you have the page templates. So the title is super important, like one of the most important thing that you need to manage. So you need to really change them. Like here, I would call it like page title is like like best page titles for building your
Right.
own product or something, right? And that's like that would be the better title for this page instead of this one. Showroom is like similar. So yeah, you need to get this right for sure. Okay, let's check overall on Ahrefs, what your ranking is.
Yeah, and here I have some context because we used to have more uglier domain mmntm.build, and it has yeah yeah, that's why it's bad. MMTM, and
Momentum?
it's actually a great demo, so I definitely will make a clip out of it.
Yeah. Yeah, I can probably check your backlinks, right? Not build, you said?
Yeah,
Yeah,
MMNTM, yeah.
this one, momentum.build. Yeah, you still have it somewhere? Okay, so
Yeah,
this
it
is
will. So now it's redirecting only the route, but I still haven't added the. So what should I do?
Mhm.
Let's say like in generally. So I had one domain. I need to like switch to the other domain. Like what should I do?
What I do is like I set up the redirects, Cloudflare rules, for example. Well, this is my domain, but you can set like a dynamic redirect on the whole domain, and that's one way of doing it. So you can go from one domain and like map like your entire thing to another domain, and that
Okay.
works really quite well. With like a regex and everything, so you can figure out how that works, and then you can, for example, go to slash build slash something, right? And that works a little bit better.
And
Mhm.
also, as far as I remember, I should update Google Search Console, right?
Yeah, and Search Console, you need to say Search Console moving domain or something.
Mhm.
Yeah, change of address tool it's called. So you need to start this process. Like if you're changing from HTTP to HTTPS, it will also like, oh yeah, it not to use this tool. But if you are doing it, like you need to make a 301 redirect from everything to like the new page. So not just like the root domain, but it should ideally go from like slash feed or slash blog to the new slash blog. You know what I mean? Not just like redirect everything because that will kind of like destroy the purpose. So that's something important that you should manage. Like every page needs to go to a new redirect. You can do it on Cloudflare, or if you want to host like on Vercel or whatever, you can do it there as well.
Yeah, I have problem actually. So I bought this domain in Cargo, and I'm not sure if you even know this. Now I'm trying to migrate domain to Cloudflare, so I can actually add this redirect. So it's cool.
All right. So for example, yeah, here you have a backlink from Terra's and AI for that. And it's going like to the product board for momentum.me.
Yeah, yeah.
So
So to explain, so it's the page that built in Momentum, and it has also the page that has a backlink to Momentum.
so this one is going back to page.momentum.build.
Mm-hmm. So
Uh,
yeah, okay, I'll
I
fix
mean,
it.
it's not a big deal if you want to host it on different domains. That's fine. It would just give a little bit more use, I think, from hosting it all in one domain. Even if you, if you make like directories or subdomains or something, it will at least show as like a higher Ahrefs ranking, and that can give you like some leverage and some parts, right? So
Okay,
you
okay.
want to,
Because I also figure out that so you also probably noticed another domain like mmntm.me. So it's
yeah.
another. So what Momentum does is just to make short, so it's launched the landing pages for you, and you can then add your domain. And I wonder, like, so I bought another domain for the pages hosted. So it's not like momentum.page slash something. It's oral. So it's a separate domain. And how should I host pages of other people also somehow on the momentum page domain, or feel it hard? Or
It's fine to keep them separate as well. It's not a big deal.
as long as
You can do
they
that.
will, and they also backlink into their like momentum.page. So
Yeah,
it's
yeah, that's fine. I think that's a fine setup. That should not be an issue as
okay.
well. Like if you're backlinking, that would definitely help you.
Mm-hmm.
Some things that I noticed from like some competitors, they always get a backlink from like websites, and maybe like if they expire, they will redirect automatically to like comment, like their landing page just to get like more Ahrefs ranking and everything. And that kind of powers up everything around you. So you want to focus like, like the idea that you have to see for SEO, and especially like in your business, Paralect and Momentum, your goal is actually you're building a few things, like, right? You're building a team, you're building a company, organization, sales funnel, marketing funnel, your Twitter accounts, but you're also building like your authority, like your domain ranking. And that's something that's extremely valuable. And if you can get this to like 60, 70 plus, it will make everything a little bit easier. Like every new product that you launch, you can link it from like your momentum or like Paralect, and that over time will be part of like the brand value and the value of like the whole business. So that's super important to get right, because if you are able to get it like to a higher ranking, if you say you launch like a new product like OG images or something else, suddenly you have like this huge advantage compared to any competitor just because like you have a big domain. So people like Canva.com or whatever, they have like a giant domain, right? Canva hosts it all on one domain, and they have like a 92 domain rating, which means like they're the top 300 website globally, right? And that's just because they have like 370 domains linking to them, and because they have like many different tools, and they actually get like 210 a million clicks per month, right? And so whenever they launch a random new tool or any random blog post about anything, they will literally outrank anything in the world, right? And that is important to
It's really
see as
interesting.
like a part of your vision, right? So they have
Yes.
like a resume builder, they have like an AI image generator, right? So they launch that and suddenly they are number one, right? But you can say like, okay, like AI image generator, that should be like Midjourney or ChatGPT 4. Why are they the first, right? And it's just because they have like a 92 domain rating versus the second guy who has 76, 86, 75, 91, 81, or even like, well, Microsoft. But you see what I mean? So it's like super important. They're the first, and they are, well, they were like a presentation, whatever, well, design app, right? And suddenly they are ranking high in this super valuable 500 clicks per month keyword, right? And that's just based on that, just based on that keyword, that's like $1 million keyword just to be ranked first, right? Uh,
Yeah, so it kind of works like social media. So it's basically like accounts with a lot of followers or something like that, right?
yeah, exactly. Everything becomes a little bit easier. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
Really.
let's
So
check.
let's say I want to like, yeah, optimize all my titles and stuff. Like I have a content, but and I think the content is great, so it's validated. But I didn't use any keywords or any SEO like tricks there. So what should I do with the content itself?
Yeah, in general, like I see, like you don't really have any pages that are ranking. It's just like the Momentum website,
Hmm.
which is what people search for. So for me, that's like it means like there's nothing really there. I
Hmm.
don't know, like your search console data, but I imagine it's not big. So
Messed
the
up.
things that I would change here, yeah, like you can have some resources. You have a blog that's kind of hidden. And then you have like the two types of leaders required. I'm sure the content is good, but it's not actually getting the clicks. And that's because also like it's a little bit hidden. Um, Maybe like it doesn't like interlink between the pages so much between each other. It's actually it looks pretty good from a first quick glance because you have like some unique widgets and stuff. But in
So,
general, like if you yeah, like I don't like when people waste a lot of time for blogs, um, because you really need to do it in a specific way. If you're like kind of randomly writing content, it will not rank. It's nice for social media or something, but otherwise it's wasting a lot of time,
yeah.
right?
So I think yeah, it's kind of random now, but I'm creating the list. What I'm thinking. So Momentum helps to launch like websites, directories, sell like productized services and stuff. So what I will start doing, I will start writing like how to like create a landing page, like what makes a powerful landing page, like you mentioned, like social proof and stuff. Do you think like that's the right way to go?
Yeah, that's not a bad way to do. Usually I use something like Swift. Let me show you that. I think it's part of an indie hacker circle.
Yeah, yeah, it's Stefan.
Uh,
Stefan was 2 times on this podcast, so
okay, then I won't show it, but in general, like you can make a content brief and an outline for a new article and gives you like some keyword ideas.
okay, so that's
In
what we'll do.
general, what I do for this, like I imagine like your competitors, do you know mostly who they are?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Uh, so the established ones, like the people still like think Webflow Framer, so that's the established one.
Wow.
From the indie founders, definitely Unicorn platform.
Yeah,
So we can
unicorn.
say,
Let's just do unicorn platform
yeah,
then.
yeah.
And then
Hey,
you can
Joe.
do what I do in Ahrefs is do like a competitive analysis, and it shows you like the keywords that they have, and you don't. I'm gonna this is probably gonna reveal a lot about unicorn platform, but let's see. Yeah, this list shows you like the best keywords that they rank for that you don't have, but you don't really have any keywords. So actually, what we can do is go back here and then go to unicorn platform. and you can see they have like a high domain rating, which is 77, which is really good actually. It's super high, and that means they should be able to theoretically rank for a lot of content, but it's going down, and probably because that's of like the new update and like ChatGPT usage. I know John, like is really proud of his AI tools that write, but it doesn't always correlate to rankings. Um, but
Yeah,
we can still
it's good
see,
tool. So,
huh?
it's actually like generates pretty good like articles from what I saw, but yeah, it's
Yeah,
probably
it's
too much.
possible.
Yeah.
I'm sure, like, of course, it's not all bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, we can go page by page. Usually that's how I go. I
Mhm.
take a
Okay.
few competitors like Unicorn Platform. I look at the top pages that they have. And here we can see like, okay, they have a page for ChatGPT website, right? And that's actually not a good keyword in my opinion because that's people looking for like ChatGPT, right? Uh,
That's how it goes.
yeah, it's not really high intent and it's just randomly that they're here and they got
Hmm.
some backlinks and stuff. But they're mostly doing it, I guess, to show like impressions or something or volume. But yeah, we can ignore that one so it doesn't work for momentum. Unicorn platform, you can make like a page that is like unicorn alternative. And if we check that unicorn platform,
I think that's what John said also helped them a lot when they did alternatives to the tools.
yeah. So yeah, like usually the way to go is like you look at each keyword, for example, unicorn platform alternatives, and and try to understand what are the ways that I can get in here. So you have like the sponsored list. Okay, you can actually make Google Ads. You can get into G2 and see if that makes sense. So you can add your own tool, or if you are not in G2, for example, you can add yourself. If you're on Product Hunt, you can add yourself. Usually, for example, we can check here and check momentum. It's not
Yeah,
here. So what I would say is like you say that you're not using it. And either, for example, if you go to Unicorn platform, you can say I use something else. And then you say I use momentum page, right? And then awesome tool. Right.
okay.
And
No,
then
thank you for the tricks.
a few times. And then Google, well, Product Hunt will see that it's being mentioned often as an alternative, and that will kind of like improve your ranking. You need to get onto alternative too. If you're not on, there's an EI for that. It would make sense to be listed here as well
Yeah.
as an alternative, and maybe see if you have a page for that. You know, same for like all these other ones. So just go through the top 100. It takes a long time. I know what you're thinking. It takes a long time, but it's worth it to, like that's a way to build backlinks to everything. For example, they have a starter story where Pat is like talking about how they grew them, and then you can also like write your own starter story. I've been on here as well. Like you can join the onboarding checklist and everything and
Okay,
share
so
your
some
story.
start is like submission open for anyone or how it works?
Yeah, I think you can share your story here, and then
Ah,
you reach out and you write,
no, to pull it nice.
momentum page. Yeah,
And
I
the
think
story general, they have a really great SEO like ratings too, right? Start story.
yeah, it's worth getting on this list. I think if I search MagicSpace, we are also here. It's been read by 500 people, and then we share like a little bit about our story, how we grew everything, some tools that we use. So it really helps. It does take a lot bit of effort, but it's like a good backlink and everything. So it's definitely worth being listed there. So let's see what else. Yeah.
Okay, so let's say I like identify like keywords that I can create great content that are not too competitive. Uh, like what the size or like attributes of these articles should I keep in mind? Like should be long, should be short, or
Yeah,
that.
well, in general, for example, let's take best free AI website builder. Maybe
Mhm.
that's relevant. Is that relevant?
AI is not, no. I'm not pushing AI. It will be AI definitely, so we're going there, but I'm not at all using AI there.
Let's find one that is relevant then. How much is website domain? Machine learning website, AI landing page generator. I mean, they obviously write about anything just to rank and show like, oh yeah, we're the shit.
Okay,
But
so is this website builder for beginners? Will it work? Or yours, yeah.
all right, it's easiest website builder for beginners. Yeah. So this we can see one way to you focus really like keyword per keyword, right? So you don't have to you don't think like what is the content that I should write? It's like which keyword should I focus on and then what can I do for those keywords? So always start with like, okay, I have this keyword, how do I get into this list, right? And then we start from that strategy. So for in general, like if we see a list like this, the 5 easiest website builders for beginners, we first go to their page. We look at what they're listing, Squarespace hosting your Shopify GoDaddy. And then what you can do, for example, okay, you see this list, and then usually I go find like the contact us page. I see like, okay, they're not accepting requests for paid or guest posts. They're put together, but I would still reach out and see if I can become a partner or something, right? And reach out for like to talk to them, maybe find like a contact there. Even if they don't request anything, maybe they're still open for like some other deal, right? That is not paid, but it's
What
still
do you,
worth it doing this.
yeah, what do you usually offer them? I can write an article for you, or what the kind of
It depends on what they're looking for. Yeah, it can work to write an article for free. Usually they charge money to, like they say like you write an article and you give us money. It can be between 200 to up to like 1,000 per post. Um, Otherwise, yeah, good deals are like link exchanges. You say like, okay, I'll refer to tech.co or I'll give you our product for free. I'll give you, like a shout out on social media, whatever it is. Anything that you can give that is valuable for them is fine. It really depends. And it's unique each time. But
but
yeah,
your
like
goal is to like for so they place a backlink to your website, right? So
yeah,
that's the goal.
or even they, like with a no follow, that's also fine. If even if they just mention you as a tool, you already conquered in a sense this keyword, right? Because you're being listed first. So
Yeah,
that's actually good enough. You don't even have to write a page because you can be in there for well maybe free, maybe not. Yeah, here the same again. Go to this list, write email to this guy, and move on to the next one. Reach out to the YouTubers and see if they want to review your product. The next one, same, yeah, just reach out to the person, ask to see if they're interested in reviewing you. Maybe they won't add you to this page, but maybe they write a new page, right? With like momentum, something, momentum review. Same here, next one. Yeah, there's a lot of lists. So what I see from this page in general, yeah, they're here. So they're number 9. So how do you get into this keyword, right? If you write for your own blog, the idea is the Google, what is Google showing us? It's showing like a list. So it's 5 tools, 7 tools, 3 tools, 22, and the find amount 14. It's always a list. So you cannot get into this list by saying like how, like what are easiest website builder for beginners, whatever. Google is expecting a list, so you need to show a list. The usual way that you go through this, like a listicle, yeah, SEMrush, for example, has a good article on the blog post templates for compelling content, and you can follow this exact listicle format that they have. And the listicle format is always the same. You start with a number. As we can see, they always start with a number 14, 22, 3, 7, and so on. In your title, the title includes the keywords, and it's like the 3 top website builders for blah blah. It includes like an introduction to explain like what are website builders, why are they website builders important, how can they help, what are the differences between website builders, and then it starts the list itself, which is like a general numeric list, 1, 2, 3, and it's like 1 Squarespace, 2 Momentum, 3 Unicorn, and so on. And then you write a conclusion just to go through every tool that you went, and write a little bit more to help people. Yeah, and then you just follow that specific template each time for the listicles, and you are not able to. It's impossible to write anything else. You will just not rank. Like it has to be that exact format. Otherwise, you're just wasting your time. Um, that's super important to understand.
Yeah, I will take a look. And we also have this directories functionality, so it probably will be even easier for us. So it's basically like 10 links with the descriptions and intro titles.
Yeah. So they are ranking ninth here. So for example, if I look at this page, how can you improve that? Or for your own page, if you would make something similar? First, the title is way too long. It has to fit into the 60 characters maximum. Otherwise it will, like be cut off. So like what people are reading, like the best website builders for beginners looking to create, dot dot dot. And that's always what it shows. So it has to fit into this section like here, right? So they have like way too much content. Their title should ideally be something a lot smaller. And for example, let's take a look, and it's like five best website builders for beginners in 2024, right? Boom. And that's the perfect more or less title for Google, right? And we can see the first is exactly that, right? The five easiest website builders for beginners 2024, right? And it's always the same template. Like don't deviate too much from it. You just waste your time. Intro section. This is not bad. This first area, what it should be, like what they're doing wrong is like they should explain what are website builders. And they're talking immediately like what are the criteria for evaluating personal. It's like too long first, and it's like talking about criteria because if you start a section, you need to first explain what are website builders and then what to look for. And then their comparison is kind of bad. They should remove like this H2 title, H2 header, and just start with like one dot Wix, right? And that's like a H2. Their section should be bigger. It should show an image every time and like pros and cons, and then like a link to the website. Like this is not useful, right? If I go through this list, okay, it's showing pros and cons, but it's not really describing the content. It doesn't show me any images. It doesn't show me the pricing. It doesn't show like what is better versus what. So, okay, they have this content, but me personally, I find no value in this just because it's like listing a few tools, right? This is very useless. Even if you rank, it will not be helpful. Yeah, I'm pretty sure like the first one should be a little bit better. So here we can see the comparison between their page and what is ranking. And Google kind of can understand like some vague semblance of AI of like value and providing like useful original content, like helpful. And that's actually very important to of ranking. And here we can see, for example, why is this ranking first? It is first, right? So why is it ranking first? It's showing like which one is featured. Um, it's showing like the overall score. It's comparing them side by side. It's showing us the paid plan and the pricing. It's showing if it has a free plan. And that's for me, if I'm picking a tool, it's super valuable info, right? It's really showing like it helps me make a quick decision. How they can improve this section, for example, is they say like Shopify. Shopify is best for e-commerce websites. GoDaddy is first for beginners. Hostinger is better, is perfect if you're WordPress or a blog. Squarespace is good if you are just like a gym trainer or whatever. Wix is good for anything for like easy like design, whatever, right? And that's actually even more valuable. So the more unique information you can provide, it's always better, right? Here they kind of do that, so that's why it's also ranking the first. Like, okay, Squarespace is the easiest for that, cheapest, best for e-commerce, quickest website set up, and all best all in one, just as I mentioned. And then, yeah, then they go into like what makes an easy website builder, like the criteria and what is the easiest websites. And then they, as I said, like go through this list, one, two, three, with like pros and cons, with like nice images, with like a rating, with like a description, the pricing, uh, video, since our last update, which is nice, like it's showing it has been updated. Is it easy to use? Like, is it the right tool for me? And it's quite big and comprehensive. Like if I was reading it, it would really help me and pick the better tool, right? Like honestly, compared to like the one that we saw with like clearly like AI written versus this one, is like a huge amount of difference. It has like insights, it has like true value, images, expert tips, amazing, right? Images of the software, and that's actually what it takes to get your page on the first. So for you to outrank this one, you need basically to make a better page like them with like your own unique insights. And then you say like, okay, momentum is good for this type of person. Here's the screenshots. It's better if you want to make like a quick landing page or website for directories. Here's the use cases and websites that have already been built. Here are some reviews of people using our tool. And versus unicorn platform, they're more focused on like AI content and generation. Here are their ratings and so on. So yeah, it's a lot of things to say, and it definitely takes a lot of effort. But that's how, in general, like I would attack every keyword in this list, and you have to do this summary each and every time. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it's definitely makes sense, and probably like people who watching like will find it okay, like it's obvious, but it's not obvious. Like the way even how you research like and show the columns, super helpful. So thank you for all of that. One question that I have is when I wrote a listicle, and it's great, so I created great content. What should I do to rank? So I should distribute it, right, somehow.
You should what?
Like send this link like all over the place or
Oh
what?
yeah, if you happen to write a really good page,
Hmm.
what I made is like repurposing and content
Oh yeah.
guidelines. I'll share the list here. But yeah,
Uh-huh.
basically like you publish an article and then you send it out. Well, you send it out in your newsletter. You send it out like by newsletter. If you have like if you're sharing the top pages, you make a pin on Pinterest specifically for that page. For example, just to make like a listicle, like a special image like that's portrait sized in format and post it on Pinterest. Then you write a tweet to schedule it on your personal or company account. Like a pro tip, yeah, you can just use Typefully or some other tool, Storychief, to like kind of repurpose, copy paste the content, ask for like tweet ideas, and then you schedule it and you make a tweet thread out of it just to give like a list. Then you
Yeah, so it's
schedule
very
it, you
just
post
that
it on Twitter, LinkedIn.
yeah, it's super cool. What I mean, like it's not enough to write an article, right? So it will
No.
give you nothing. So it's important to like focus on this like distribution, right?
Yeah, also yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
but
You
because like
can
people, like many people think it's enough, and including me, like for a long time. But yeah, that's what makes it actually rank, right? All
Yeah,
this.
definitely. Yeah, getting some backlinks, reaching out to people, saying like, "Hey, I built this page. Do you want to link to me?" and so on. So yeah, there is a lot of effort involved. Uh, but you focus on the most important ones one by one by looking at competitors, what they're ranking for. By doing like some keyword research, you can open like how to build a personal website. Easy, like keyword difficulty is medium, 200 volume. Here's a top, website in here, how to create a website. And then, yeah, you see, in general, like, and how can I make a better page? Uh, yeah, it's just step by step, but just do the most amount of effort that you can per keyword, and then focus on a good blog post.
Cool, cool. And as we like spoke about like content distribution, probably let's discuss how can I distribute my podcast more. I know it's not your area of like primary area expertise, but uh, last time we discussed that I should distribute more, and I did nothing. So I want to fix that. Like, what should I do with my podcast? Do you think?
Where is it actually?
Uh, Only YouTube.
Yeah, I think it would make sense to like if we have morning maker show, for example, right?
Yeah.
What they have is
Yeah, I really love their
super
pages for episodes. Yeah, I
and you have
know
the
that.
pages for episodes that really helps. There's like an easy maybe way to like make a transcript, add some tweets and so on. It definitely takes a lot of time. Like like it's not easy to make this with AI because you have to embed the tweets and everything. So I would do that, and that helps you at least, rank higher for the content that you have. Um, yeah, and in general, yeah, like post it on Twitter, LinkedIn, Pinterest, everywhere you can, and then that should help, I think. Email.
Cool, cool. And this guide that you've shown, it's StoryChief, right? So is this app supports all of that, or it's like part of the?
No, StoryChip is more like for marketing agencies that have like a bigger team of writers that need to
Mhm.
manage like content to plan, schedule it, to make a campaign, for example, that is like multiple content pieces long. That they can invite like guest writers, guest posts, and other editors, translators into all one tool. Otherwise, like you have like 50 Google Docs files and you don't know who's working on what, when is it coming next. And maybe you have like a calendar in Google Calendar or something. So it's kind of like a huge mess and one, like you written a blog post and you have to like post it on Twitter, LinkedIn, and so on. So they kind of like optimize the distribution and promotion of content as well, just to have it in one area. So you can schedule like a post, then you can schedule a newsletter, then you can schedule a tweet and LinkedIn, all together in one platform for everyone in your team or one. But yeah, agencies also use it to scale the content of their clients, right? Because you can write in there, it has like SEO abilities to analyze like for each keyword what other pages are writing about. So it can figure out like, okay, like the easiest website builders, they're writing about like Shopify or they're talking about like website builder or specific keywords that you should use in your content. And it gives you like some tips. So in general, like it really helps you do it all in one platform.
Okay, yes. Thank you very much for all this advice. I was writing my notes and probably will tweet more later. But I think the biggest shift that like is in content planning because I was thinking about like explaining all these different features and momentum, but it seems that it's better like to focus on these like keywords and basically competitors' keywords. Yeah.
Yeah, like it's nice to explain the features and momentum, but I think that would be specific landing pages more,
Yeah.
maybe more. It would be more valuable for you to go keyword by keyword and then say like, okay, I should have a page about this, right? Like unicorn platform alternatives or 5 easiest website builders, add yourself in there, get some backlinks. It can also be like unique content, right? That's not a problem. Um, like AI tools to make websites faster or something. That's 100% fine. Doesn't always have to be a specific keyword, but just do some research to see what else is out there every time. It's very hard to write like blog posts about doing competitive analysis. So you really need to see what else is there. Otherwise, you're just not gonna rank. Yes.
Okay, so first I'll definitely fix fundamentals like this mess with redirects, like different domains. I think that's the first thing that I should do.
Canonical,
Add
URL.
this structured data, and then only start producing content and distributing it the right way.
Yeah, I think it helps to make like a directory structure, like a sitemap beforehand to say like, okay, here's the pages we should have, look at some
Mhm.
competitors, add some specific keywords. That will help a lot, yeah. You don't necessarily need like Ahrefs or anything, but it does help in figuring out like what other people are writing about. But okay, even if like Unicorn Platform is writing about with free NFTs, it doesn't mean like you should, right?
Yeah, gotta get it. Cool. I don't know. So we already ran out the time. So I think you shared a lot of useful advice, and I'll watch this and see little details of what you're doing. It was really cool to watch you because I see how passionate you are and fast with the researches, and I guess that's what you need like to be successful here. So I'll try
Yeah.
to research your style.
I think in general, like it's the issue, like I'm happy to share a lot of tips and whatever for free, and there is no secret, like in SEO. The problem is in general, like I'm happy to teach everyone, but then after a while they notice like it takes a lot of time.
Yeah.
Uh, so
Content, like the good content
yeah,
now. it's obvious that it takes time. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's hard to prioritize figuring out what first, because you're also building your product and everything. So that's why it's good to not waste time like writing random blogs. Just pick a few keywords, focus on those.
Okay, yeah, thank you so much and for this free consultation. I think people also find it valuable. And just to finish it, so what are you working on right now? Like what people should check? So we saw this tweets, like tweet template. We saw OG image. Like anything else to check?
No, not necessarily. No, I think yeah, just reach out if you have if you need any help with SEO. I'll happily give you like a free audit as well. Maybe not an hour long, but definitely the top tips for how you can improve.
Yeah.
Just reach out and write a message. I'm here on Twitter, so
Super. And I can definitely say that it will worth it because I'm watching Ilias for a long time and he constantly delivers.
for
So
sure.
now it's time for me to deliver something. So thank you,
Well,
man. You're a
next
great person to
podcast is
follow.
gonna be you showing like the whole new website.
Yeah, let's do this. So, because last time, I saw that I said that I do something, but I didn't. So I taken this commit. So I will send reports on Twitter at least, so you
Perfect.
see
That's
that I
good.
work.
That's good.
Okay. Thank you so much, and see you in some other episodes.
Bye.
Do it in public, you have nothing to hide. Start using the internet, join the ride.